Hello, podcast listeners. How is everyone? What's going on? It's the middle of January 2021, and we are also anxious for 2020 to be over. And at least here in the U.S., we hadn't any idea what was going to happen. I don't know. Things are better. Things are worse. Things are something. I don't know. I don't know that they've changed any. Really, we shouldn't have thought it was going to, right? I mean, just because the calendar changes doesn't mean the year will be better. We have hopes. We have hopes that this year will end up better than last year. And there's a ways to go with this pandemic thing. There's a lot still going on in the world. Nearly nothing has changed. I would say things are about how they were the end of December, except more people have had the vaccine, but really not enough people to make a difference in actuality, right? Emotionally, spiritually, if you want, there's a more of a lightness on the issue because there is a vaccine getting put into people. But yeah, there's a long way to go. I was just thinking yesterday that it's probably time for me to start looking for a new day-to-day mask, or at least a replacement. I've had this smiley face one for a good while, and it's starting to get a little stretched out. It's probably not as tight as it ought to be. So I guess I'll start looking, and I'm sure there are a plethora, more options of what to get than ever before. And I'm likely to find one that I like. And I'm not sure, I was really big on this, hey, let's get this one that's a smiley face because that'll be fun, right? And I get a lot of comments about it and people like it. And, I don't know, I guess I could just ask Nora where she got this one and just flat out replace it. But that seems boring. I don't know. Send me your ideas. And before we get into them, none of this like photorealistic kind of stuff. Like I don't want it to look like another face on top of my face, right? Like a goatee, or I don't want it to look, because those are creepy. Those are really creepy. If it's not like smiley face cartoonish, then the rest of them just look weird. Like there were Santa ones and reindeer ones and all kinds of things around Christmas time and whatever, and they just look creepy. So nothing like that. Send me your options, your choices, your suggestions, I guess. But on that aside, it is Saturday, January 16th, 2021, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. So yeah, here I am back in the car doing some recording. I am at the Trailhead. I am going for a walk here in a little bit. And I say walk specifically because I tried running. I did run. I successfully ran on Thursday. And it had been 3 weeks since I had said I don't want to run for a while because it hurts too much. And I thought 3 weeks seemed like a good idea. And, I was talking with Dave the other day, and I mentioned to him how I think for the first time in my life, I've been aware of an injury improving day to day even. And I've had a lot of injuries in my life, mostly lower extremities, knees, ankles, things like that. But I don't ever recall, thinking like on Tuesday that, hey, this is improving. I in my memory anyways, it was always just, oh my gosh, it hurts like you wouldn't believe. It's swollen up like you wouldn't believe. And I hobble around and I find that way to walk or live my life with it. And I just forget about it until like one day I look down and the swelling is gone, and like the bruising is gone and the broken blood vessels are healed. and things are mostly normal. But here, I think probably because I was walking like every day, and I was just aware of it. Like, hey, this feels a little better than yesterday, and hey, the swelling has gone down a little bit, and so I was at a point where I thought, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna give this a go, and I have this new Garmin watch that I got at Christmas time. Cashed in some Amazon gift cards and whatnot. And part of the Garmin experience is you can get a coach, a virtual coach, maybe a real coach. It's not really clear to me. There's a real face behind it, but it's not clear to me that that person is looking out for me and analyzing my data. But so I set up a training program for the half marathon that's coming up in the middle of May. And I decided, okay, Thursday will be my first run. And it was like a base run. It was like walk for 2 minutes, then run all out for 5, and then walk for 2 minutes. And I paired that with, a 4-mile run. So I did that kind of training program. Like, you set it up on your watch and it clicks on the GPS, and it, watches you go and ticks your speed and your heart rate and whatnot. And then presumably that information goes to whoever my coach is, and they look at it and then they develop, like, okay, this is what the next step is, because based upon this, you appear to have this kind of fitness, and you tailed off like this much, or you got stronger as you went, or whatever. I don't know. And it hurt. It hurt when I did it, and it hurt kind of differently than it was hurting before. And so I did it. I ran hard, and then I walked for the 2 minutes afterwards. And I had it in my head, I'm gonna just use that as my telltale sign of, should I keep going? And I decided, hey, you know what? I can run a little bit slower and still do this. And I did it. I got through it all, and it kind of hurt, but not terrible. But I could tell it was swollen. It was swelling up as I was running. And then, I got home, and I said, wow, this really hurts. It's really hard to get out of the car and back in the car and upstairs. And all right, I'm going to see what happens tomorrow, Friday, and see how it feels. And then I'll make my decision. And I just decided that, no, you know what? I'm going to wait 3 weeks, arbitrary, but I'm going to wait 3 more weeks for this to heal up. And at that point, it will have been 5 weeks after my cortisone shot. And I think if I'm still having issues at that point, then I will feel justified in seeking the advice of a doctor again, more of a knee specialist this time. But realistically, I'm hoping that it'll just be better. And here I am. I've talked about running for 5 minutes, and this is not the JP Runs podcast. So what does this really mean? I think I'm okay with it. As I say that, I think about yesterday, and I just ate like a madman, and I consciously, like I said, okay, I'm gonna, I weighed myself yesterday. It was 2 weeks into the new year, and it was time to weigh myself, and I lost another pound, and it should be like, yay, you lost a pound, but it was like, I only lost a pound. And so I made the decision that, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to eat today. And, I went food shopping, and I got the rest of the family, and my kids are here, my girls are here, and they had whatever they had, sloppy joes, and I got a frozen pizza for me, and we got stuff for like brownies, and I had pizza and I had ice cream and brownies, and I don't feel badly about doing that, but I'm pretty sure I made that decision because I was disappointed in, well, one, my weight loss, so way to put 2 and 2 together there, buddy. And the other, because of the the knee thing. And I'm back on the wagon today, and I've planned out my eating for the day, and I'm okay. I'm gonna be under my calorie count and my calorie goal for the day. So it's not sent me spiraling down into a hole of self gluttony and whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, I guess it's bothering me to some extent, but I think overall, I think things are bothering me more. I look back at my communication with various friends and people I just interact with online, and it seems like in mass on lots of people, a significant portion of those people, like, the conversation has tailed off, and enough at once that I wonder, okay, is there something? I think is there something in my tone? Is there something? Am I not responding back in like a encouraging manner to get to foster dialogue, to foster communication? And I wonder if that's a sign that I'm struggling a little bit more, that I'm less communicative. I have, and maybe there's just a finite amount of communication in me, because I've made it a point to call different people. Like, I've gotten better at a better routine at calling my mom. I called and talked to Dave for a good while. I talked to Scott. I talked to my older girls. And so, like, that has kind of picked up a little bit, whereas in the other side has faltered. So maybe there's a finite amount of communication in me. And because of that, like, I can't have this side and that side at the same time. Or maybe I'm just struggling a bit, and like, I am prioritizing who I communicate with, genuinely, we'll say. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I am surely no expert. That's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I talked about, I have my first therapy session. I think it's Tuesday coming up, and I don't look for any salvation in that right away, right? Obviously, you don't talk to a therapist once and, hey, wow, I'm feeling better already. I mean, there's placebo, like, I took steps, so. But hopefully this is a person who agrees, like, hey, yeah, we can work on this. And I've talked about this before. Alex up in Minnesota was my favorite therapist, and he just challenged me enough in a way, and I need that. I need to be challenged without it being like student teacher challenge, right? I just need someone who's gonna almost passively challenge me to think about things a different way. Not like, okay, JP, go home and I had that make a list of 10 reasons why you're a good dad, and like that kind of. I mean, I like homework to a certain extent, but not that, like, forced make a list and it's got to be 10 things. And because it's just by nature that's flawed, right? Like, maybe there aren't 10 things, maybe there's more than 10 things, and I have to decide, prioritize. And I just, maybe give me a nugget, a little thought nugget, a little thought bacterium that grows inside my head and helps me look at something differently, which is more the kind of the challenging that I like. Or the homework can be like, go read this, or find something uplifting and read that, or do something that makes you feel better about yourself, that kind of thing. And as well as being insightful and hopefully, toot my own horn, but hopefully smarter than me, or at least thoughtfully different than me, so I can be challenged that way too. Like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Or, wow, I can't believe you saw that. Holy cow, I didn't know that. Um, Something like that is that's all I ask. I just ask for everything. I want the perfect therapist. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a pop culture therapist, psychiatrist kind of thing, and my mind goes to Frasier, right, for the TV show, American sitcom Frasier. And I don't even know that Frasier would be the best guy for me either, though he was kind of insightful and thoughtful and, totally fictitious too. But, aside from that, maybe he's just the guy I need. Uh, so yeah, that's coming up. Mom's birthday is coming up next week, which of course is also the anniversary of my suicide event, and it'll be 6 years. 6 years, oh my, 6 years, yeah. Um, so I'm not sure what that day will be like. It should be fine, right? I mean, I haven't really had issue going back last year or the year before on that day. Um, And then, of course, we have the inauguration, and there's, stress about that. There's a lot of talk about um, things may happen. It may be a rough day. It may be, it's obviously going to be a very emotional day in the United States, and not to brag too much, but probably a little bit around the world. And yeah, so there's that. That's going on. It's Martin Luther King Day on Monday, so I don't have to work, which is a whole another ball of wax, barrel of monkeys, ball of whatever, or something. It's something. Um, I don't particularly like days off. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel obligated to be productive, and rarely am I. And generally, I prefer to work. And in the past, I've worked with companies that if you work, you still get like your paid holiday plus whatever you work that day, and it's fine by me. Like, I'm not trying to swindle the company out of money. I'm not going to. It's still the same amount of work that I will get done in the week. It's just whatever, I spread it out a little bit differently. But here with the company I'm at, it's if I work on that day, it becomes a floating holiday, which then I must use within 3 weeks. And I don't want to just give up 8 hours of pay, so I'm gonna stay at home, and I'll come out. Maybe I'll walk extra long, find something to do. I'm sure I can find something to do, right? But it's just that, like, I don't know. It's weird. I just don't appreciate time off. I don't know how to relax. My relaxing is sitting in front of the TV and maybe watching it, maybe dozing off, maybe being on my phone a little bit, or laptop or something. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure something out. There's worse things in the world to have to worry about than what to do with a paid day off, right? Is that a first world problem? Probably is. Probably is. So that's all coming up in the week ahead. And the week behind has been just, what it is, really. I'm curious to find out more about this struggling communication thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I was chatting with a friend of me and friend of the show, Sophie. I said, what should I talk about? And she suggested, like, I give out life advice, and I'm not one to do that. And I have I don't know that that's the point of this show, right? I'm not an advice giver. I'm not I'm sure nuggets have fallen out, good or bad or otherwise. But it's not the purpose. I'm not a outwardly self-help podcast. Um, and I started wondering, like, can I do that? Can I do that? I don't know. Like I've said, like getting out, go for a walk or something is is good. It's not going to cure you, but it's like the whole climate crisis thing, right? Like it's going to be expensive to make all the changes that we need to do, but what if it, you know, what if it's not enough, or what if it, for those who think like people didn't cause climate change, and then we make all these changes for what reason? And we make all these changes because it's just better. The environment will be better, the air will be cleaner. Go for a walk. Well, it's not going to cure you, but it's certainly not going to hurt you. As long as not texting on your phone and fall down a manhole, kind of thing. But why not just do it? And there's a lot of things like that, but I don't want to get into that. I don't. One, I think a lot of you are smart enough. Most of you, all of you, you listen to me, so you're smart enough to know these things on your own. And as they kind of fall out of my mouth as I'm yammering, maybe they inspire you to go for a walk, or just go check the mail, or brush your teeth, or whatever. That's another thing I've got. I'm working on a dentist appointment. It's been a while, and I've started taking. Is another thing that makes me wonder about the. Am I struggling? Am I not struggling? Is I've renewed interest in my oral care, and so yeah, I don't know. Where am I at? I guess I just don't know where I'm at, and probably a lot of you don't know where you're at. I know where I'm not, and I'm not. I was listening to Exercising Depression, my friend Claire's podcast, and she was talking about was at a meeting of some sort with a doctor, a therapist. I don't remember now. Boy, bad friend, bad listener. But she mentioned how she was like talking with this person, and at the same time wondering, like, if I jumped out, am I high enough? If I jumped out of this window, would it kill me? And that just brought back so many feelings and emotions. Like, I remember those days. How I remember those days. And I'm sorry. I just wanted to give her a big hug, just like I want to give all of you a big hug who struggle with thoughts like that. I certainly don't miss those days. I don't miss good days or good days either. So, but yeah, I don't want to end there. What do I got positive? I don't know. I don't know what I got positive. I'm headed for 300 shows overall, though they're not numbered that way. And I kind of think I want to do something special for 300, because that just seems like a lot. Isn't that a lot? That's a lot. So send me your ideas on that. Jamulki@gmail.com, facebook.com/Jamulki, @Jamulki on Twitter and Instagram, which I don't do much at all on any of those platforms, but or on the website, which is, of course, jamulki.info. That's JAMOALKI. Or text me in the U.S. 248-648-1419 +1 248-648-1419 on WhatsApp around the world. Yes, I'm global. And let me know what you think would be a fun extravaganza for the 300th episode. I don't know. I think of things like I have other podcasts I listen to, and like they record their show live on YouTube and then like scrub the audio to scrape the audio, do something, pull the audio and send it out as a podcast. And I just don't know that I'm able to do that. I don't know if that's me. The idea intrigues me. I have other podcasts I listen to that are doing like a 12-hour show because they hit 5,000 Patreons, whatever that is. Some people who help support the show or something. I don't know. Um, that's just not me. That's not me. I wish it were. I think it would be more fun. It'd build more community, like chatting, assuming someone has the time. What if 3 people have the time to go on to YouTube when I'm recording? But then there'd be like dialogue, and I kind of like that idea of comments in the chat box as I'm talking, and like that kind of back and forth. That sounds interesting, but that's not going to happen. So send me your ideas. I'm babbling on. So I've got to get this walk out of the way so I can get back to the house before everybody wakes up, and have a good day. So thank you for listening. I don't think I've said that much in a while. I appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day, their lives, to listen to me yammer on for 20, 30 minutes. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the comments, the downloads, the emails, all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody be safe and be well. Thanks.